What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 6th day of August today. We have about 22 hours, 27 minutes left in the day here. Moving down a little bit. Do we have a lower low? No, it's not. We probably do go lower. I mean, yes, it is a lower low than this. I just meant today. Is today's low already below that low? We probably do go lower. I don't think that it stops there, right? I definitely do believe that we have lower to go, but looking at this from a relative low here to a relative high, we have gone to our 786 where we thought we'd find support, right? Very bullish on calling this the low there, and for a time it prevailed. And then we flipped to the idea very assuredly yesterday at the high here, essentially, that we were going to come down and see a lower low. This lower low could be anywhere from about 1.31 cents to 1.23 cents, or all the way down to about 1.12 cents, if I remember correctly, 1.12. Let's see. Looking at this low to high here, yeah, 1.34, 1.12, maybe 1.113 would be the lowest that I'd go. 114, something like that. I don't think that we'd go lower than that. But yes, it is very possible that not only do we go below these lows, as we already have, but that we could even go just below this low. I think we are getting set up for some kind of W-shaped pattern here. I think that's what's happening, but we are on the front end of this second cup or V shape, so we have some time before we really break above this area here. Once we get above 2 cents, and I think that this pattern that we're potentially forming right now only helps bring significance to this area. Once we break above there, we should see this unprecedented growth that we've been patiently waiting for, man. Patiently with both hands sitting on them, waiting for what feels like ages now. You know, this was a very long consolidation phase here. We had a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. We had a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun while it went up. But we had a very long consolidation phase from the high here coming down to that low. That was 71 days of consolidation. It felt like it was forever. I remember, man. But from a high here to where we are now, you guys, it's been 117 days. It's basically been a third of a year, right, that we've been in this area, which is nuts. That's crazy. It's borderline psychotic, man. Very long amount of time. This kind of consolidation, and it's effectively just moving sideways like this, will only lead to a absolutely explosive breakout, right? XCN was put on the map. Think about it in this perspective, right? XCN with this move here got put on the map. Everybody in crypto, unless you're blind, and if you're blind, you're probably not looking at charts, but everybody in crypto is fully aware of this movement, okay? Very, very aware of this movement here. Whenever it dropped down, people are like, glad I didn't buy that. People might be like, oh, maybe I'll make a play off this. I'll buy. We're at prior areas of resistance going lower. Okay, I'll DCA, buy some more. Some people are like, I'm glad I didn't buy that. And then it moves up, validates the people who did DCA, invalidates the people who are like, glad I didn't buy that. Piece of crap. And then maybe we had some FOMO buyers, people who bought down here but didn't have enough and they wanted to allocate more, FOMO buyers. What this move did, effectively, is validated that this was not a one-off fluke. We knew that it wasn't a one-off to begin with, but the fact that you moved up like this, had a very solid and tight consolidation phase for so long, and then you had a very nice robust reaction. There's clearly interest and buying pressure going on, and when we move down, especially near these low areas, anytime that we're moving down, we really don't see a lot of volume, right? We're looking at OnyxCoin here over the past 24 hours. Let's see how much volume we had, because yesterday moved down. It wasn't a huge day to the downside. How much did we move down yesterday? 4%, nothing too crazy. But from that 4% move, which is not a big day, but it's one of the bigger days we've seen over the past week and a half now. We only had we had less than 4% volume. It's very insignificant levels of volume. When we move up 4%, we get more volume. We get like 8% volume or more. We move down, there's just no selling pressure. Nobody wants to sell. And again, this is why stuff like this is actually really beneficial to see the price pump. And whenever it does pump, it's going to be massive, because you give people like me and like you the opportunity to buy up all the supply. People like, people who have a lot of money, institutions, people who feel like they missed the boat the first time, they weren't sure about it here, but then they got the validation. Now they've had plenty of time to DCA, and we're at these low levels now with the potential to go lower. You guys, we're going to suck up the supply, and when that supply shock hits, we're going to erupt through the freaking roof. And it's going to be glorious, right? It's going to be very, very glorious. We just have to be patient and wait. Again, this thing, I think, already has proven that it is not a pump and dump scheme here, right? Because where's the dump, right? This wasn't even a dump in comparison to the pump. We pumped up in 2 weeks. It took 2.5 months, and it still barely gave back half of that move, right? 2.5 months, we ate back more than half of this move to the downside in 3 days, right? The bulls are clearly in control, but for right now, they're asleep in the pen, right? The bears are on parade, and soon enough, we will be breaking out. We will be seeing higher prices. This is just more opportunity to DCA at lower prices and to continue to fill those bags up before we really take off. If we're looking at this from a high, I'm kind of curious. What is XCN's? I don't want to pull up my wallet. I'm curious. Let me just see here real quick, though. Hold on. Onyx.org app. I'm on a different tab, so you shouldn't be able to see this. You never know. No, let me double check. No, you can't see this yet. 14.7%. Yeah, still a good rate for staking. Anyways, getting back there, hopefully people are staking and raking in those rewards too. You know, mitigating the losses a little bit and upping the gains that are going to come whenever they do come inevitably. People think, oh, the staking rewards are why we're selling off. Dude, the staking rewards are down by half since we were back here. They've gone down tremendously. They've moved those funds elsewhere. No, I don't think the staking rewards are why we're going down, you guys. They probably attribute a little bit, but I doubt it, right? Most people are just adding to that stack, not taking from it. But when we do move up in a rather spectacular fashion, we should be seeing prices that are at 8 cents to 15.7 cents real fast, man. This next move, how this was 3 days of glory, this is going to be like a week or two of glory, and it's going to take us all the way up here. We'll consolidate for a little bit and then move on up to not our final destination, but our more I wouldn't say permanent, but longer lived destination, right? We'll likely move to this box, short-lived consolidation, and then move up here, and we'll see another consolidation phase that lasts, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever, and that'll be at 26 to 32 cents. Okay, that's ultimately where I believe this next move is going to take us, where we're going to go. And I think it happens between now and the end of September. It could happen by the end of August. I mean, this thing has legs. When it wants to move, man, it moves. But again, I think that this is anything but bearish, what we're doing here. It's momentarily bearish, but overall it's very, very bullish, and it's a good zone to accumulate. Anybody that's wanted to buy or had their eyes on it, they've had more than enough time to buy. Anybody that's wanted to sell, they've sold. And if we're looking at the data for what it is, anytime we move up, we have good volume coming in. Anytime we move down, we have insignificant volume, even less than half the volume that we get to the upside, right? Even with bigger moves to the downside, we have less volume. So nobody's selling. I don't think anybody's selling. I mean, some people are selling, but the people who want to sell, they've already sold, man. I think we will get one last move down, maybe to shake out the weak hands. Does that move take us to a higher low, a double bottom, a slightly lower low, right? Depending on what we do, depending on what Bitcoin does. Any of those options are very possible. My expectation is, from a low here to a high. If we were to go lower, I don't think that we get below 1.12 cents or like 1.1 cent personally. I don't think that we get below there. And the reason why is because from a low here to a high there, whoops, I missed that. Low to a high, the golden ratio ends at 1.12 cents. I don't, and with that, I personally just don't really see us getting below this low at all. If we do, it's going to be some kind of fake out or something like that. But some kind of double bottom, W shape, that's what I'm anticipating, which should allow for a mid to end of month pump like we haven't seen since April, and perhaps even since January. Okay, I've got nothing else for you guys. I think I've said everything I need to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. This was less TA today, more just me expressing my theories on where I think XCN is going to go, and why it's going to go there, right? Well, I guess not even from a fundamental perspective, just from looking at the charts and then just using a little bit of logic, but the fundamentals are there. People ask why I don't make fundamental videos on XCN, but guys, I've made, the thing is I do technical videos because the technicals change every day. The fundamentals don't really change every day. Come on, X.com. It's blinking. I call this blinking whenever I open it up and then it closes for me instantly, right? It's a long blink. Come on. Quit blinking. 1, 2, 3.5. the backbone of decentralized Web3 protocols powered by OnyxCoin. Let's see. As well as XCN staking and XCN governments. Be aware of imposter seeking. That's good to be aware. Yeah. Nothing new. Nothing new. I mean, this is pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool, but yeah. Gas refunds, yeah, all this stuff. You guys, you don't understand all the infrastructure they're setting up, man. This thing is primed and readied for mass adoption. It absolutely is. And when that time comes, whenever people really see what this thing's about, oh man, it's going to be all over but the gains. That's for damn sure. We're going to see some massive growth. I love all the production that's going on. I love all the development that's going on. This thing has more going for it than most coins do. I don't want to do a fundamental analysis video though, man. That stuff bores me. I feel like it's the same stuff every day. TA is kind of the same way, but looking at the 1 hour time frame on the node of TA, lower lows, lower highs, you're at the end of this range, you're probably going to get some bullish divergence. So hey, actually, we might not move lower. I mean, move a little bit lower, sure, but probably just below this low here. But maybe we don't move below like 1.3 cents. We're at 1.37 now. We might find support at 1.35, just a little bit lower than where we are here. I doubt that we go too much lower. Stochastics look bearish. MACD bearish enough, but again, one more drive down and you've got bullish divergence form. So just a little bit lower based on the 1 hour time frame. Nothing crazy. 4 hour time frame here also looks bearish. Actually looks very bearish. Ooh. We're in a good situation, though, where we've got a low here, a higher low. Maybe we continue this trend and we come down and form another higher low. Long term, man, that would be great, right? Downtrend, turn it into a sideways trend, turn it into an uptrend. How many times do we talk about that, man? You're at the precipice of seeing greatness, you guys. We're right there, but we just might, continue to move sideways for the rest of this week and maybe even going into next week, or I shouldn't say sideways, but a little bit down, consolidating, configuring. But I don't think that we're going to move down. Just because we move down between now and next week doesn't mean that we go all the way down like this. We can move down a little bit today, move up, move a little bit down, something like that. And then next week comes along and we really start to move up. I don't know. However that would look. Get a double bottom over here, whatever. Something like that. But momentary bullishness on the 1 hour time frame. Bearish on the 4 hour. Bearish on the stochastics, bearish on the MACD. Momentary bullishness on the 1 hour, so we should see a little pop up maybe today in the early parts of the day, and then we'll continue going down. The daily MACD sucks, daily stochastics suck, and the RSI also sucks. So a little bit lower to go, but I doubt, I'm personally starting to doubt that we get below this low. I really don't think, but I do think we'll get below this low. Something like that, and then we'll move up. All right, take care, bye-bye, see you on the next one. Hit that like button, please. Subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.